Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Jegue Karike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me out. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video about Saturn's retrograde back into Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Now, this is the final transformation. Saturn was here in the beginning of the year in this nakshatra, March 29th until April 27th of this year. So you can think back when it went in there, what kind of themes happened in your life. Now we're going to go review those themes. This is the final revision. And then on January 19th of next year, Saturn will go out of this for the final time. Then Saturn will be out of this nakshatra and won't be back for another 29 roughly years. Also, Saturn's retrograde will end on November 27th. So we're reviewing these and then we'll move forward again on November 27th, but it will still be in this nakshatra until next year. There can be some sudden changes in relationships can happen. Careers can transform, and Saturn can bring unusual things happening when it retrogrades. It can bring unusual events or obsessive thoughts in regards to these things. But Saturn here wants to raise our level of consciousness so that we can gain liberation. And that is through wisdom and acquiring knowledge, gaining wealth on the material plane, learning to trust others again after extreme events, separating the soul from the body, and that could be metaphorically through spiritual practice, or that could be literal, like death. On October 3rd, Saturn will make an aspect onto Venus and Ketu in Purva Phalguni. The story of Purva Phalguni in Adi Chara, which is tantric magic, and I'll have a separate video about the story of Purva Phalguni coming up as seen through Tantra, but it's the story of Bhagava, and he teaches the sages magic for enlightenment. Then he tests them afterwards. He approaches the wives of the sages in a disheveled state and with erect phallus. The sages were enraged and they thought that there's no way that a god could be acting like this or look like this. And so they cursed him for his phallus to fall off. And then it regrew, and then they cursed it again, it regrew. Then they realized it was Shiva all along, because Bhagava is Shiva, which is higher consciousness, and Shiva is a god. And then he taught them how to worship the phallus, because without the phallus, the universe gets out of balance and becomes full of chaos. So the story here is teaching us that everything is God, even our sexuality is God, and that to deny this or to think that certain parts of reality are not God when everything is God is ignorance and ego as well. Purva Phalguni is also about sexuality, and this can be in higher or lower consciousness, being superficial or for enlightenment, showing us the dual nature of sexuality and how sex itself isn't grotesque but a manifestation of the God within us. It is the level of consciousness that matters. So in tantric, sex is used for enlightenment and the energy is pulled upwards and the orgasm happens within the body. But in modern times, it's used for lust and keeps us in lower states of consciousness. But people are starting to wake up to this, and they're starting to separate themselves from the entertainment industry, which is being outed as having very grotesque ways of sexuality, or people trying to make money by sleeping with as many people as they can, and people are kind of separating themselves from this. But Purva Bhadrapada is also sexual trauma, and Saturn is karma, which is transiting here. So it wants to heal from this trauma and learn to trust again, reviewing relationships that may not have been good for us, the ones that we may have to let go of, some from the past and some from the present, with an analytical mind in order to empower us. Many people can come back from the past, especially around the 4th, when the moon is conjunct Rahu in Purva Bhadrapada. These people can be two-faced, wanting a second chance. There can be some unhealed wounds and some karma left over. Can we trust again? This is a question. Or this can be a letting go and healing. For the world, this can be reviewing those celebrities who were outed in sex crimes and unexpected events, and more people can be outed as well. Ketu in Purva Falguni is creating a split from celebrities, and Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada is showing the dark aspects and dark past of these people who are outed for not being who they say they are. It can create obsession with the dark occult, black magic, the Illuminati, true crime. It is also the agenda of the secret societies, the elite. That's been happening all year. It always happens, but especially this year. They are getting ready for a new agenda as Saturn enters Aries. This can also create deaths, especially those in wealth and power positions, but also the music industry. Mass murders, homicides, extreme events, and the karma of them, because Saturn is also moving towards Rahu as well, creating these unexpected things, unexpected karma, true crime, serial killers, court cases with extreme violence, those who are on the left-hand path like Aghoris, Tantriks, those who seek God through the dark, integrating their shadow side, the pharmacy industry, including AI like nanobots. This is the dark inventions of technology, the leather industry. There can be accidents with pollutants, especially in water, and fire rituals will be happening. A lot of very dark rituals, black magic rituals. And dark doesn't mean bad. Don't get it twisted. It just means the opposite of light. Also, when Saturn was here, March 29th until April 27th of this year, this is when the trade war started to amp up, because this is a dark agenda by the elites. This is all staged. So we'll review these matters, then we can go forward on January 19th when Saturn moves out of this nakshatra for good. But wherever Pisces is in your chart, this is a mass transformation. This will also be in the fourth pada where the most extreme events happen. Rahu was here March 16th until May 18th. It created a lot of extreme events, and now it's going to do it again, because this is in Cancer Navamsha. And this pada is where Jupiter gets exalted, and Jupiter will be exalted on October 18th. So it signifies the one who gets desires fulfilled in the forms of resources. So it's good for resources for many people. We also have to remember that Saturn is giving us the results of the sign previous to the one it's in, because it's in retrograde, which is Aquarius. So there can be themes around even aliens, themes around the masses, rebellion, humanity, technology and humanity, inventions. Saturn here can suppress emotions, as in keeping everything inside. Where we operate on rules and regulations rather than emotions, which can be very robotic at times. The story is about a Brahmin that doesn't listen to anyone's advice, but does what he feels instead. The mistreatment of one's own family can occur due to a lack of support for the family and the masses. This will also be in terms of the government on the world stage. This is also showing many people's careers are changing, and they might change it based on their emotions. Immoral activities can also happen because a person has suppressed their emotions, which come out in other ways. The killing of birds and deer, violence, anger, and disputes among family members and property matters can happen. Not treating everyone equally is the karma that happens here. Charity is also very important at this time as a remedy. So that's just a little bit about what I see. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.